5:13 in the morning. It's still the 22nd of June 2023. You would think that life itself wouldn't be offering its challenges left and right, but it does. Head games of politics versus life and death choices or no choices for survival. Hell of a way to wake up to early in the morning, especially when I'm dealing with the lives and the crew of an exploratory vehicle. Slight hope, slight chance of hope, slight chance of a miracle. An underwater probe is already down below the surface and has been trying to explore for some time. I'm hoping maybe, but there's got to be some hope for these guys, isn't there? There has to be. Because if there isn't, I don't know what else they've got left except to sign their own death warrants or their own wills. And that's what gets to me. But the thing is about mankind. Mankind will do anything and everything to get out to the unknown, including risking his own life, to push the boundaries one way or another. I kept looking at this as an Apollo 13 situation. We had dramatized it so much, but we didn't really understand of what these astronauts had gone through. And it scares me at times. Not talking to the astronauts, that would be well, at least one of them, that would have been something. But scares the hell out of me knowing what these guys went through. And now, when you're that trapped underneath the pressure of water above your head, threatening to drown your ass, and no way of getting back up. Jack Swigert, Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes. You thought the pressure of the Earth's water was bad enough. When you deal with a vacuum of space, it's just as deadly as having that water pressure squeezing you dry, or actually squeezing you to death. Is that you have a vacuumless void, completely airless, ready to suck everything else out of you. And everything has to be sealed tight to maintain your atmosphere inside. And they had to make improvised canisters of filters to work with the carbon dioxide levels. They were supposed to be landing on the moon instead. Used the lunar excursion module. They had what they had brought with them. They adapted and made it home safe. They made it on their own with a lot of help and a lot of communications. Conserved power as greatly as they did, dealing with the freezing depths of space. But the sea itself of Earth doesn't give you that luxury. I hope that their discipline pays off. Because Because if they actually finally find them in the next 24 hours, they're dead. Because of the amount of air that may make them out alive. That maybe God wanted them alive. I hope they make it. I was going to be responding to artists in recovery. I think I will. Mr. Darrell, sir, shall we talk? You're looking online trying to see these things happening, and yet I had been looking at things happening around us these days. And it scares me of seeing how politicians are playing head games with us all the damn time. In real life and death decision. It leaves me humbled, grateful, small. It also makes me terrified of taking those kind of risks. Because a situation like that, how the hell do you be able to deal with a shit like that? You ever seen the emergency TV series back in the 70s? And those Hollywood shots, but using real techniques of the fire department. High rises of sorts. Depth-defying stunts. That's a hell of an incentive for me staying the hell away from high places, I'll tell you that much. Because that's terrifying. It's terrifying as hell. And I don't think I could deal with that one. I stay away from the high-rise roller coasters. Especially if they're going to be that tall. Or anything else like that, because it scares the hell out of me. How the hell do we get down? Do we get down the hard way, or do we get down the easy way? Or do we get down at all? That would kind of prevent me from going into a can of Spam and going into under the water just to see a wreck. I'm sorry. Some things I don't think are worth the risk. But other people think it's monumental. Well, if I wanted monumental, I'll be going over to a battlefield and looking at it. You were also mentioning about comments about people have made. Well, you've been around long enough, as I have around the computer age, you realize, sir, that there are keyboard warriors out there that don't care about what happens. They just say it because their egos and their mouths are running off like crazy. Bullies are like that. We got a lot of them out here where I live. Out here in the town of Roseman, when my brother and I moved out here, and I was just getting started with their online groups that kept track of the place. I noticed how screwed up they were in their thinking. Well, coming from a libtard or libturd. That was the thing about it. Arrogance. I thought they were arrogant shit. I pointed it out to them. This is a rookie coming into their town and telling them what the hell they are and what I think they are. I really didn't realize, even as an adult age, how to navigate with idiots. One of them was a school teacher with the Air Force Base out here. That was as much what I claimed back then as backward ass thinking. Arrogance runs both ways, both sides of the aisle. You got your left, you got your right. And what do you got in between? Everybody else. The left will blame the right. The right will blame the left. And they'll. The bully, 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 bully. We're not bullying. The other guy is bullying. If we're dealing with Donald J. Trump, you talk about arrogance on two legs. Seeing him in action, hearing him in action, listening to all the stuff he was spouting off. I really didn't keep track of this orange gas bag growing up, that's for sure. That's for damn sure. Because he didn't have anything relevant in my life. Just a New York gas bag. Well, as I understood, his family emigrated from Germany. And basically scammed people left and right. Grandfather to father to the orange gas bag and to the orange gas bag's relatives and everybody else. There's been a few exceptions to the rule that they couldn't stand what was going on. Tried to get away from the shadow of the Trump and of the stigma. She's trying to make a name for her own self. And this niece of the orange gas bag has been trying to make good. She had been. She's sought after when it comes down for the liberal media, or they call it the corporate media. During that time, she was trying to explain the differences of what the orange gas bag was to a regular human being. Extreme. Narcissistic, egotistical, self-deluding. I mean, pick up all those nice, lovely psychological terms for an orange gas bag bully. But that the simplest term is to use. Bully. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I'm a bully, but I'm not going to say it. You just got to worship me. Ha 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 ha. I'm telling you, as an orange gas bag, that I've endured millions of love from a lot of people. And I endured a lot of prayers from the evangelicals, if I know what the hell that was. But I hear him to tell you at this press conference of mine what a wonderful egotistical gas bag I am. And everybody's out to get me. But I want your support and your love and your loyalty to me. Because I can't deal with it, and neither can my personality deal with this. So, Daryl, did I insult you enough on that one? Punch down? Merely a representation. Hang on. Shut up. Sorry. My computer again. I understand about not punching down and being a bully at the same time because it's not the right thing. Being raised with family values that we don't pick on people left and right, except I've been picking on this poor schmuck ever since he got into office. I really didn't think a New York shizzler actually had the galls to become the president of the United States, and everybody fell in love with this guy. What the hell was this guy offering so much that people had to get into it? He had to market himself throughout his lifetime of being the golden boy of sorts. Everything he touched was supposed to be pure gold. You heard his stories about Midas, about the Greek legends, about this guy, a king. Loves gold so damn much, one way or another. He turns in something happens. I mean, I really got to go into the story regarding Midas in the history of this one, where anything he touched was pure gold. Some people would consider that a gift. A major curse, especially when you're trying to eat food. And if you happen to bite on anything, you're going to be turning anything else. He was doomed by his own lust. He was doomed by his own greed. He was doomed, period. Unfortunately, when you keep chasing that kind of thing, you're going to be doomed yourself. I mean, it's one thing if you're going to have a goal that's noteworthy and maybe pure of intention is one thing, I would say. Pure of heart. But not just being mercantile, being mercenary, wanting wealth, power, status. I'll tell you, off camera and away from a recorder, I make fun of this guy a lot. Not to mention the GOP a great deal. Especially the orange gas bag, actually. And yes, I will say a lot of bad things about this guy because I don't like him, don't trust him, and I'm also a bad bully myself. I'm bullying a bully. I don't like bullies. As a young kid, I fought a few of them. Had a lot of broken bones and noses, but I wasn't the bravest. Get into other situations where you can't fight, so you lose the ability to do so. But you have to choose your tactics and strategies differently every time you come into a different battle zone. And in dealing with politics, you have to know the layout, and you got to know your opponent. An orange gas bagger comes up through the ranks and thinks he wants to be God. So he gets the political achievement he wanted, power. Now he can make deals whatever he wants, but he already could make deals because he's Donald Trump, the Trump empire. But now he's got the political clout. I was about to keep saying the other word. But this guy and his family are cursed with the Midas touch. You think it's gold, but in reality, it's changing everything around him into solid lead. You have to take things sometimes metaphorically at this point. How are you going to be looking at this situation? And how's the situation going to be looking back at you? You don't punch down. I don't like to punch down, but when it comes down for keyboard warriors, I'm still playing their damn head games every so often. Sometimes I ignore them, sometimes I block them, and sometimes I go after them. So I was trying to say earlier on today, when I came into this town, I went after them heavily. There was one incident outside in reality. Change your tactics. Otherwise, the tactics are going to change you. I block these guys. They'll mouth off like crazy. As long as I don't see the damn comments on there and I've already got them blocked, I don't have to worry about these schmucks. But in reality, it's a different story altogether. But it's been years since I've had those assholes say or do anything, so stay out of trouble that much. And the chat rooms concerning about this town of mine have leveled out a little bit. I just don't read their comments. I don't read them, period. I keep politics out of it, except for my own feeds. I can see how nasty and corrosive it can be, especially when you have people out there waiting to give you a ration all the damn time. I don't want it, and I sure as hell don't want to be part of it. But concerning about Trump, well, he is open door. And so is every damn GOP out there. If I'm going to be bad mouthing him, all the thing I can just keep saying is, bring it on, guys. Shall we have a discussion?